Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is a day that all girls wait for, or one of the days that all girls wait for. So here I'm going to start doing Bailey's makeup, and I'm priming her face with the Maybelline pore erasing primer. Then going in with her Wet n Wild BB cream for some light coverage. I'm just going to put that all over her face, and then blend it out with her L'Oreal Beauty sponge. To brighten up and conceal the under eyes, I'm going in with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer on her, and I'm just putting a little bit of that under her eye, and it was just really nice because I knew that it wasn't going to crease and cake up in the middle of the night with dancing. And then to set it all, I'm taking her Revlon face powder with her e.l.f. complexion brush, and I'm just putting this all over her face to just set her makeup so we have a nice base. And then I'm taking this little foundation brush from Crown just to get right up underneath the eye so they don't crease. To add a little bit of color to the skin, I'm taking the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula on the same brush, and I started putting that on her face, but I wanted it more defined, so I used my Crown angled brush. For a light flush to the face, I'm taking my Papaya blush from City Color, and I'm just putting a little bit of that on her cheeks. Then taking this very subtle highlight by e.l.f., it's the Moonlight Pearls highlight. I'm just going to put that on the tops of her cheekbones with this fan brush. For brows, I first went in with this e.l.f. brow pencil. I combed them out, and then I put the product through them just to shape them up a little bit. Then I end up going back in with some powder, and I went in with some brown and black powder because Bailey's eyebrows are very dark. And then I also cleaned them up a little bit, and I also set them with some clear brow gel so that way they didn't move throughout the night. Moving on to the eyes, I'm just putting her transition color down, which I'm pretty sure was the NYX single eyeshadow and Blame It on Midnight, and I'm just using this Crown Fluffy brush to start off with, and I'm just putting this mainly in the crease area, not really on the lid, but this is just going to act as our transition shade for the rest of our eyeshadows. Then going in with the e.l.f. Mad for Matte palette, I'm taking this like reddish color, and Bailey's wearing a very bright red dress, so I was just trying to incorporate some red pink tones into it, and I'm putting this right over where we put our transition color. To give more coolness to the look, I'm taking this taupey purple color from the NYX Professional palette on this smaller crease brush, and I'm just going to focus this on the outer triangle of her eye and then right into the crease. Going back into the e.l.f. palette and adding some more definition and a cooler tone, I'm going in with a gray brown color on this e.l.f. blending brush, and I'm putting that directly into the crease as well. Adding a nice shimmer to the lids, I'm taking the All May single eyeshadow, and it's this very pink, like champagne-y rose color. And I just put that on with this dense shader brush all over her eyelid. To make this look more intense, I'm going in with the Essence Felt Tip eyeliner, and I'm just going to line her eyes with this, and I'm also going to create a cat eye wing. Bailey has really nice shaped eyes for this type of wing look, and I'm just going over that with a black powder in this little angled brush to sort of set them so that way they don't get oily and wipe off of her face. Off camera, she ended up putting mascara on and her lip product on after she ate, and this is the finished look. And I really hope you guys enjoyed watching me transform Bailey for prom night, and let's move on to Ariel now. Going in with the Maybelline Baby Skin Pore Erasing Primer, just like I did with Bailey, I'm going to prime Ariel's face with this because she has more oily skin, so I wanted to sort of dim down the oiliness and make her foundation stay as long as possible. And then I'm taking the e.l.f. BB Cream and her Bare Minerals Foundation Serum, and I'm just mixing that on the back of my hand and dotting it all over her face like I would do for myself, and then going in with her Real Techniques Beauty Sponge and just blending that out. For highlight, I'm going in, or for concealer, I'm going in with the Tarte Shape Tape. And this was really bright underneath her eyes because it doesn't match her skin color, which was fine. So I just went in with the e.l.f. concealer just to darken it up a little bit, but to still have that coverage there. To set the face, I'm using her e.l.f. setting powder on her kabuki brush, and I'm just going to literally just set her entire face with powder so that way none of the liquid products move underneath us adding on like bronzer and stuff. And I'm just taking this foundation paddle brush, just getting right up under the eyes with that so that way they don't crease. Then going in with the Revolution Ready to Go bronzer, I'm pretty sure, on this angled face brush. I'm just going to slightly bronze her face and give her some color to the skin, make her look very glowy, but not too much, of course. And I really like this product. I've actually been thinking about getting it for myself. It's beautiful on the skin, and it gives you a really nice luminous look instead of very just like stark like a contour would be. Going in with some light blush in this face palette, I'm taking this peachy corally color on my angled face brush, and I'm just going to put that on her cheeks just to give just a little bit of color. Then taking Bailey's highlight in Moonlight Pearls by e.l.f. on Ariel's fan brush, I'm just going to put this all over the tops of her cheekbones and her nose, of course. I thought Ariel's eyebrows were really nice, so all I did was I just combed through them and then filled them in with her Maybelline Powder Trio set and her little angled brush. And then we just set them with some of my clear brow gel by Wet n Wild to keep them in place. Going in with the Tarte Tartelette in Bloom palette, I'm taking Flower Child on a big fluffy crown brush, and I'm just going to make this her transition shade. And she really wanted a natural color scheme to the eyes because she was wearing a bright blue dress. So that's what I'm doing right here. Then taking Smarty Pants, I'm going to do the exact same thing I did with Flower Child, put it in the same spot, use the same brush, all that jazz. Taking Jet Setter, I'm slowly deepening up the crease, but this time I'm going to go in with a more precise blending brush, and that's the Naked 2 dual-ended brush, and I'm just putting that a little bit more into her crease, not just all over the lid like I did with the other transition shades. And I like how you can see Bailey in that mirror of me holding the palette. But yeah, I just focused this on the outer corner and the crease. And then I'm going in with the Makeup Revolution palette with this darker brown, like a chocolatey brown, on the same brush. And I'm just going to do the same exact thing like I did with the last color, just to deepen up the crease, slowly adding those darker colors. To add some shimmer to the lids, I'm taking Funny Girl on the other end of the Naked 2 brush, and I'm just going to put this all over the lid. But first I sprayed it with some NYX Dewy Spray just to make it a little bit more intense, and I put that all over her lids, and it's not as intense as I wanted it. So then I went back into their Makeup Revolution palette and I got a sort of similar shade from that and put it right over top of it. This is Ariel's finished look, and she also put mascara and lip product on after we stopped the video and went to prom and whatnot. So I really hope you guys enjoyed her version, and now on to me. Wow, 3 times a charm. Going in with my Maybelline pore erasing primer. I'm just going to put that all over my face, and this was just supposed to sort of make my makeup stick to the face, so an actual primer to stick the foundation onto. And then I'm going in with the Becca backlight priming filter just to give me a little bit more of an illuminated dewy look underneath my skin to make everything look a lot more natural. Taking one of my new favorites is the L'Oreal Pro Glow Foundation. I'm just putting this all over my face, and then of course I'm going to blend it out with my beauty sponge, and this is the L'Oreal one. I love this sponge and I love this foundation. Taking my Maybelline Dark Circle Eraser Concealer, I'm just going for some light coverage underneath my eyes because I don't want to get cakey and I don't want to look too highlighted underneath the eyes. And I also highlighted the rest of the face and blended this out with my beauty sponge like I did with my foundation. To set the face, I'm going in with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus finishing powder, and I'm just putting this on with my Wet n Wild powder brush. And I really like how I didn't have any flashback in photos, and also it made my skin look like my skin and not powdery. Taking my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer and my e.l.f. Flawless Face Brush, I'm just going to bronze up the face a little bit just to add some color, and I went for more of a cool tone bronzer because I sort of wanted to contour and bronze at the same time, but I did a light hand of it so it's not that intense. Going in with blush in the e.l.f. face palette, I'm just going to use one of the blushes in here and put that on the apples of my cheeks. I went for a very light color, nothing intense. To highlight, I'm using the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter in my e.l.f. small tapered brush, and I'm just going to put that on the high points of my face and my nose like as usual. Going in with the Tarte Tartiest Pro palette, I'm taking the shade Indie on my e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush, which is just my fluffy blending brush, and I'm putting this all over the crease as my transition shade. And I was going for more of a cool tone look, so that's why I picked this color as my transition shade. And it's more of a purpley gray kind of color. Then taking the shade Bold, I'm just going to put that in the exact same spot as I did with Indie and use the exact same brush just to warm it up just a little bit. To deepen the crease further, I'm going in with the shade Edgy, and it's more of a warm tone brown, so warming up the eye a little bit. I'm using my IT Cosmetics blending crease brush, and I'm putting this specifically into the crease and then also on the outer third of my eye, also blending it a little bit above the crease, and then going back in with my other brush that I was using to sort of blow it out. Taking this cool tone gray on the same brush, I'm bringing it back to the cooler end of the spectrum and putting it in the same exact spot as I did with that edgy color. To match my dress, I'm going in with this shimmery baby blue periwinkle shade from the Makeup Revolution palette, that's Ariel's, on this small lid brush, and I'm putting that directly onto the lid. I also sprayed it with some spray to make it more intense. That's all I have for you guys. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I just want to let you know that prom was awesome. I danced the night away with my best friends and my boyfriend. I ended up winning prom queen, and it was just a great experience filming with these ladies. So I hope you guys enjoy it.